the let's talk about the there we go. Let's talk about the groove for the bottom of the bottom rests in a 1/4 inch blind groove. And it's a double blind groove, meaning that it is stopped on both ends. The reason you have to stop it is because when you make these finger joints, if you make the groove, if you route the groove all the way through from one end to the other, you're going to be able to see it when you assemble the two boards. That groove will show either on one side or the other. And so you have to begin the groove 1/8 of an inch away from the finger or the ends of the fingers, and stop it 1/8 of an inch before you come out the other side. I'll show you quickly how to do this. First of all, we're going to lay out this double blind groove on the opposite surface that we're actually going to cut. This is the outside of the board right here, and I've also marked the top. So we're going to be cutting that double blind groove right here. Let me make. Somehow lost the pencil. Shopsmith. This is where the groove is going to be, right here. Okay. Now I'm going to lay it out on this side, and I'm going to take my little baby stair here. I'm going to set it at to mark 1/8 of an inch in from the end, and I'm going to mark here and here. This is where. Okay. Now we're going to take this board. I'm going to take a piece of tape. Don't have to use tape. You can draw right on the aluminum, but I do the tape usually, so the aluminum remains pretty for photographs. I'm going to put this piece of tape just above the board, so the board slides under. Now, using one of the fingers as a positioner. Remember, this groove is 1/4 inch above the. It's 1/4 inch from the bottom. So I'm going to use, and these fingers are 1/4 inch. So I'm using the finger to position the fence. There we go. Now the last thing I do is I'm going to drop the router. There we go. Now I'm going to let's see what I'm doing here. I'm going to drop the router. I'm going to split the difference here. This is not exactly precise measurement, but that should be about 1/4 of an inch, and it is within a hair. So the router is now set to route a groove 1/4 of an inch away from the bottom of the wood and 1/4 of an inch deep. I'm going to first of all route the two ends. I make there are my marks. Now I'm going to take an engineer's square. Got some more to do yet. Now let me unplug. At this point, I have to reach in under the table with my bare hands and turn the router bit. I don't want the router to bite me, so I'm going to unplug the router. Now I'm putting the engineer's square right there, and then turning the router bit. That's where the router, right there, is where the router stops on one side, or one side of the router bit. Now the other side, and put another mark right there. What I have done by doing that is I have marked the diameter of the router on the tape. I'll extend those lines to make them a little easier to see. The wood at the point of the pencil hadn't broken off. There we go. And clear the tape and the other tools away from the. Now, I'm going to route. I'm going to actually poke two holes in the board, one at the beginning and one at the end of this blind groove that I want to make. So I'm going to take the mark that I made, and I'm going to line it up here with the mark that indicates the far side of the bit from me, the one that's closest to you. And let's see, before I get too much further down the road, I need to plug this back in. I'm going to turn the router on, and I'm going to lower this onto the bit slowly. And I'm going to use my backhand to keep this thing lined up as close as possible as I do this. Okay? I'm going to keep it right on the line. Okay, now let that come to a full stop. Pick it up, and you can see that I've poked a hole in it, and the hole is 1/8 inch away from the edge. Now I'm going to come over to the other side of the Mark V. Now notice, I want to show you something. I'm using a foot switch. Notice that the foot switch is connected to a long stick. If you guys haven't seen this tip, you really ought to go see it. This is a really, really hot setup. I'm all the time kicking the foot switch, and if it weren't for this stick that I have here, I'd have to continually reach down and reposition it. But as it is, I can carry it around with me, and I'm ready to go. Okay, now I'm going to do the other side. Once again, I line it up with the line that's farthest away from me. Line up the mark that I made on the wood with the far line on the tape. Turn on the router and slowly let it down. There we go. Now, I have a hole. Here we go. I have a hole here on this side, and a hole here. Now those holes are going to come in handy because as I route this groove, I'm going to be able to feel when I get to those spaces. So I'll have something that I can feel as well as a mark that I can see. So I'm going to lower the router. I'm just going to do 1/8 of an inch at a time. Lower the router to about 1/8 of an inch above the table. Let this get these lines lined up. That's part of it. Raises Raise the router again. There you go. That finishes a double blind groove. When I put these two pieces together, you won't be able to see anything of the groove that will hold the bottom of this lap deck. And that, folks. Any questions? Let's see. Why I'm fuzzy, aren't I? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Did you stay up too late last night?
Yeah. Actually, I did. I don't know why we've lost our autofocus here, folks, but we have. So I guess it's time to go. Are there any questions about the no about the double blind grooves? Okay. Well, if that's the case, thanks for coming. Hope you enjoyed it. And I leave you with these words of wisdom, as always. Measure twice, cut once, and brush off 3 times before you go back in the house. We'll see you.